So, in response to the claims that the UC primarily votes yes or primarily votes as a single body, I think those are valid concerns, and I think they have legitimate. I guess there's a certain sense of legitimacy behind that perception. I do think it's gotten better over time. I think the number of pieces of legislation that have gone forward and actually failed has increased over the past year or two, and I actually attribute that to a greater sense of culture of being able to say no to things, but B, also a larger contingent of reps who tend to be skeptical. Grant specs are very uncontroversial, unless there's something that's clearly out of line. I see no reason for it to be unanimous consent, because so the structure of the UC is that FICOM deals with all the grants, and therefore because they have all the details, they have all the sort of knowledge of experiencing the people, and we trust them to make a good decision.
So I don't think the UC votes yes on everything. I think there are a lot of things that the UC talks about that we do have a broad consensus on, but I think most students would also agree with those sorts of things when we're, passing budgets or, resolving to ask administrators to release information that's been previously, kept from students. I think most of the time those things are pretty standard.
Generally, the items that have the least unanimous consent are the things that don't go before committee, that are unvetted in a sense. So, for example, endorsements or big new initiatives that require lots of funding, people then tend to be skeptical.
I think when the UC is talking about issues like whether to endorse Divest Harvard or issues that have very, charged language sometimes, I think there is a lot of debate surrounding the voting. It doesn't always show up in the voting records. And it's one of the things that's frustrating is you'll have the UC debate something for half an hour and then everybody votes yes on it. But I think with that, I think people have changed their minds over the course of the debates, but there have certainly been close votes when I was a part of it. And then, the UC has voted no on a couple of things. So there is still controversy.